Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Yay Networks.
Parenting is such a breeze, oh, but it would bring you to your knees if it weren't for Chatty Daddies. Oh, yeah, the Chatty Daddies.
Welcome, everybody, to the Chatty Daddies,
a podcast from three dads who think, keyword think, they are parenting experts.
And today we are talking about the Christmas lights that I have put up on my roof and how much danger I put myself in because I'm so brave.
Gambling with your life. Nice.
We also, I need to ask a few questions about my son's stomach issues. I need to know y'all's take on it.
Okay.
Is he eating too much chili? It's that time of year. It's probably what it is. Is chili with beans and spices?
I will hope it is overeating, but yeah, we'll get into that in just a second.
Before we get into all of that craziness, we got a DM. You can always direct message us on social media at Chatty Daddies, at chattydaddies.com. You can send us a text at the number listed in the description of this podcast or a voicemail at the same number. So there's so many ways you can get in touch with us, and we got a DM on Instagram from someone named Samantha who has a question that I think a lot of parents have right now, and it's for, drumroll please, it's the question for Trey.
Oh, wow.
So Samantha, hello, welcome.
Hi, Samantha.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
This is a big deal because this is going to be Trey's first question being asked as a daddy. You know, this is the first time he's being asked something as a daddy, so this is a big deal, Samantha.
Awesome. Well,
So,
I'm honored.
Samantha,
Okay.
what's on your mind?
Well, you guys touched a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 podcasts ago, on parenting during COVID. I am 39 weeks pregnant. I'm due December 10th, so we're pretty much just waiting on a baby right now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So thank you. I'm just wondering how you and Kara have been navigating, like, keeping your newborn safe during the coronavirus and introducing him to family. Like, what precautions are you guys taking? Because I have a lot of anti-maskers and frontline workers and remote working people. I mean, we've got a little bit of everything in my family. So I'm just wondering how you guys have navigated this crazy situation.
We have moved into an even higher level of lockdown than we were.
Yeah.
But that is a very good question because we were very worried back in September when my son was born. And so we made sure that everybody, before meeting him, they all got COVID tests ahead of time. Mm-hmm. And there is a website, or you can find COVID tests that you can get for free. I know not everybody is able to go through insurance or go through something fancy, but they have different stations where people can go for free. And I made sure that they went through those lines. We've kept it to a very, very small circle. It is my dad and my dad's wife, my mother-in-law and her husband, my father-in-law and his wife. Those are the only people that have been allowed to hang out with him, and they wear masks. We have hand sanitizer. They wear masks when they're in our house completely.
Good.
And we make sure that they basically hand sanitize their hands. If they've passed the baby back to someone else, then they have to sanitize their hands before they get the baby back. They hate us. I'm sure of it. They've got to be rolling their eyes, and they've got to be like, what are you doing with this? Y'all are being overprotective. But my problem is I have no idea how this affects their lungs in 10 years.
Yes.
Exactly.
I know that they're like, kids are immune to it, and they're not even a big deal at all. And I'm not worried about my wife or me. I think that it could get bad, but we're fairly healthy. We could take a little dip in health and recover. I don't want it to be 2030, and they go, well, you remember COVID 10 years ago. We're now seeing kids that are having their lungs removed. That's the extreme version of it. But I also could not forgive myself if that were the case and I didn't take every single precaution. So I recommend, and this is also what the pediatrician has told us, is masks completely and hand sanitizer at all times.
Yeah.
And I also recommend just keep that circle as small as possible. I don't know if you have a bunch of direct family members. They're like, we're going to come over and see him. We want to see him. Oh, yeah. Which I'm sure you do. But just you keep it to like, all right, we're having, if you were a part of helping raise me, then you can see the kid.
So I feel like it's mostly just going to be like our parents, of course, and maybe my siblings. But even that, like, it just stresses me out. But
of course,
like I said, they're all being really supportive and everything. So that I feel like they'll follow everything that like we request of them. Like you said, they'll probably think we're crazy, but I
Screw
mean,
'em.
my one job in life now is to keep this baby healthy and safe and thriving. And so if they can't follow that rule, then they're just going to have to
That's
get
right.
over it, I suppose.
Because ultimately, Samantha, whose baby is this?
Mine, exactly.
It's my baby. And that's what you tell those people, even the anti-maskers, the people that are don't take it too serious. You just look at them and you go, listen, this is my baby. If it's your baby and you want everybody to touch your baby, that's cool. Let everybody touch your baby. But this is your baby. So you take care of that baby. And if it makes you feel better, my best friend and his wife had a baby during this whole quarantine. They had a full-on baby. His name's Field. I've seen plenty of pictures of the young man. I have not met him in person yet because they are being extremely careful. And I respect that.
Yeah.
So,
You know, JC, I'll one up you. Two of my best friends and college roommates have had kids, and I have not seen them. And they live within 20 minutes of me, and we're all just trying to be safe, you know?
That's all that matters.
Samantha, I don't want to get morbid, but I kind of compare this to like a funeral this time of life. You'll never regret going to a funeral. You'll regret not going to a funeral. You'll never regret being too cautious about who's being around your kid in 10 years. You'd be like, well, I wish my aunt could have seen him the first few months, but you'll really regret not being careful. You know what I mean?
There you go.
For sure.
and then
For sure.
My father, I think, thinks that I'm being overprotective. He hasn't said that outright, but I've, been like, hey, sorry, I know it's an inconvenience. Thank you for doing this. And he was like, he said, listen, you are trying to protect your kid. It's what you think you need to do to protect them that matters. So it could be fine. There are people out there that probably had a kid recently, and they're letting all of their family come over. Nobody's worried about it, and their child will be absolutely fine. And they're going to go, okay, look, we protected our family. We're good. We stayed COVID-free. You protect them the way you think they should be protected. Outside of that, then who else really gets to tell you what to do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And good luck with the birthing and everything, Samantha.
Quick question, Samantha. 39 weeks ago, what month was that?
Oh, okay. We're not going to talk about it.
Okay. So, got it. Lockdown, baby.
March.
Beginning of March.
You're like,
We're
boy,
bored, huh?
sure are bored, aren't we?
Which is funny
now,
because her daddy's actually a police officer, so we weren't even like officially locked down. I was, but he wasn't. So.
Samantha, completely unrelated. I'm having trouble placing this accent, guys. Do we need to guess where Samantha's from? I mean, it's not quite East Texas. It's not a Texas twang. I don't know what it is. It's not Georgia.
Okay, let me see here.
Okay, everybody take it.
I can't place it.
Okay, Nick, you want to guess first?
I'm just going to guess Alabama. I don't know.
I'm going to say Arkansas.
Yes.
Okay, so we got Alabama, Arkansas. I was going to say South Carolina until I heard you say sausages, and you didn't say it the way that Kelly Raspberry does, which so I don't think it's South Carolina anymore. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma.
Okay, well, you're all wrong.
Oh.
First of all, I'm from West Virginia, southern West Virginia.
Oh, West Virginia.
It makes
Take me
sense.
home.
It makes sense now. Okay.
Yep. Southern West Virginia.
Well, Samantha,
girl, and I root for Virginia Tech, so it would have thrown you off a little bit. You'd have thought I was from Virginia.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Samantha, do you have a name picked out? Are you sharing that yet?
Yes, her name will be Amelia Brooke.
Oh, what a great name. We are our web designer at the Kid Craddock Morning Show. Her name's Amy, but her real name's Amelia, and I've always liked that name. It's a good name.
I did not know that. That's funny. I listened to her podcast, and I didn't even know that.
Wow.
Yeah, Amelia. Yeah, Amelia.
Loose lips and childbearing hips.
Yeah, Samantha, congratulations on everything. Wish you luck. Go ahead and, have masks and rubber gloves and hand sanitizer ready. And if your parents roll their eyes, let them roll their eyes.
Send them this podcast to let them know that you got advice from real experts.
Yeah.
Oh, I will. My mom loves you guys too, so she's going to listen
good.
as soon as it's, I'm sure.
Hi, Mama.
Wear that mask, Mom. Jeez.
She's good about it. She's really good about it.
Okay, good.
T-Mask. Yeah.
Well,
All right,
Samantha, you have a great day, and send us some pictures when Amelia is born.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Bye. And thank
Have
you
a
to your
good one.
husband for his service out there in the community.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Samantha. Well, that was cool. little
Boy,
March date.
is that not what every parent is wondering right now?
For
Yes.
sure. And you feel stupid no matter what you do.
Yeah, just do
Oh,
what you
yeah.
got to do. Do what you feel is right, and don't worry about what other people say. Because again, this is your baby.
Yeah, and like with me, like I am sending my kids to daycare. A lot of people will probably think that's not great, and I'm pretty open about how I claim to be real reserved at taking big risks. And so, like, that's a big risk. So I have to be super conservative in other ways. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
every person just kind of has to go through this at a little different pace, and we'll figure it out.
And look, my kids were going in school, but we had a little bit of we had a positive test in our office, obviously, which is why we ended up back at home. And so because of that, my school, for my kids, they're like, yeah, they're going to have to go quarantine as well because you were in close contact. So that means they were in close contact with somebody that was. So then they had to go home. They just went back this week. They finally went back to school.
So do you guys find it's gets their energy out to actually be in school, or are they still being rambunctious at home?
Dude, by far, when they go to school, they're a lot more calm than when they were.
For sure.
By far. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, kids will get stir crazy, and it's also the parent is stressed because, I'm not really doing a whole lot of actual schooling like JC and Kinsey are, but it's like at some point I got to turn the TV off, but I just get but then there's fights and arguments over toys. Nobody wants to do the same game, and my wife is trying to work, and so it's just too stressful.
Well, and this is a thing, and I don't know if it happened to your parents a lot, but it's starting to happen to me, right? Where you go to school to pick up the kids, and the teacher will come out, and she'll be like, man, Kaysen, I just must tell you, Kaysen is the kindest, and he's the nicest kid. He's so quiet, and he's always helping, and he's the first one to clean up. And you'll be sitting there going like, wait, Kaysen Chavez, my Kaysen? Like, he does all these things? Because he don't do that at home. So they do certain things at school for the teachers and for other people that are of authority that they don't do for you at home, right? And so when you're put in that position to be the teacher, quote unquote, they're not going to be respecting you the way they respect Mrs. Allen or whatever. And so, and same with my daughter. Chloe is doing this and that at school, and she's always super clean and never a mess. And I'm like, have you seen her room? Like, what's going on over here?
And you're like, go see the principal. And then they walk to Kinsey, and they're like, Dad told me to come see you. I don't know what's going on.
That's wild.
Yeah, 100%. My son's teacher, my son's 4, and my son's teacher said, Davis gives everyone so many compliments. I'm like, compliment? He doesn't give his mom or me compliments. He tells people they have great hair, or he likes their shoes, or their whatever, or they're playing friendly. He tells them that. I'm like, I've never heard a compliment from him in his life. So you're right, JC. We've had teachers write us before, and they say, wherever the kid acts out is where they feel most comfortable. So if they're acting out to mom and dad, if they're screaming and yelling, they know they can kind of get away with it because they're getting out their emotions.
Right.
And mom and dad aren't going anywhere. Whereas if they're acting out a lot in school, that's kind of a red flag that something might be going on at home. So that's not every case, obviously, but it's certainly something to think about.
Now, Nick, where did Davis learn to compliment people? Because I'll be honest with you, I've worked with you for about a decade, and I don't think I've gotten one compliment from you. It's all I want in my life.
I don't know.
I need your approval like I need my father's.
Well, that's true. I don't dole out the compliments because it needs to mean more. If you're constantly throwing out compliments,
I agree.
Then what's the point? That's like me. I don't cuss a lot. That's just not something I like. So when I do cuss, I want it to pack a punch. It's important. You know, if someone's cussing all the time, it doesn't pack a punch.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything. So if you hear like Ellen cuss, that's a big deal, you know, because she is a fairly clean comic. So, yeah, I don't know where he got it. Certainly, I mean, I don't know. I don't compliment people that much.
I'm just going down the Nick rabbit hole. When was the last time you cussed?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'll cuss every now and then. I don't know, a few times a week or something. But
wow, I'm like a few times a day.
Oh, I'm like a few times a sentence.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you guys are there. There's some for and you know for us, I try to give it a pass because our professional jobs in the Kid Craddock Show, we can't cuss.
Right.
So you're kind of put in a box. You're kind of restricted. Yeah. So you got to get it out as soon as the microphones turn off. It's like, whoa, geez, okay. I guess we know JC knows 4-letter words now.
Well, you know what? The worst thing that could have ever happened to me was an article that came out, and I think it was a couple years ago, and it makes the rounds ever so often. And it basically says that they found people who curse often to be more intelligent. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, let me throw them all out there, you know, just to let people know I'm smart.
You know, see, I've heard that too, and for the longest time, I thought the opposite. I was like, oh, someone's so stupid they can't think of another word.
Right.
But then for me, like, something I want to improve on. I have like such a limited vocabulary. Like, I do not have good words that I say. I struggle to find the right words, and it's like, man, I'm just I'm just all opposites. Everything I think is wrong.
Contradiction was the word you were looking for.
See, Trey has
Thank
a
you.
great
See, I couldn't even think
vocabulary.
of it.
Trey always throws out big old fancy words that are like 100-point Scrabble words, and I'm like, damn.
Never Google the definition. If you think I use a big word, please don't ever Google the definition, because I'm using it close, but no, it's not exactly right. And I go Google it after the fact. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot.
And
it's all about confidence.
Here's the problem. Whenever someone uses a big word, sometimes people can't pull off using the big word. Like, some people come off like very intelligent, and some people come off, it's like if your best friend used a really big word, you'd be like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Some people can pull it off, some people can't.
I tried to do it before, where I'd go pick up a pretty fancy word out of the dictionary or whatever, and then I would try to use that sometime during the day in a sentence, and it always backfired. Because I'd be like, okay, this is a moment I'm going to use that word right here. And then I would have this buildup as I'm doing my sentence. And the moment I would get to the word, I would just butcher it, or I would pronounce it incorrectly. And it would just put everything to a stop, and I would look like a moron. So I stopped doing it.
Trey, what show am I thinking about right now? What show? What episode?
Use the word like a moron. Is it Friends?
Friends, when Joey only buys the one letter of the dictionary, he only buys V because that's all he can afford. So all he knows are V words that he tries to insert into conversation, and he's so he comes off so dumb.
See, I need to watch Friends, man. The more I hear about Friends and the more Trey talks about it, I need to watch.
It holds up, man. It holds up, dude.
All of it does. I use it.
Okay, so
I watch it at night to fall asleep.
Yeah, I mean, I watch episodes. I watch episodes of it. Like, if it's on and it's just starting, I'll watch it. But I was never like the week by week guy that saw every single episode like you did, or that ran it back. I need to do that with my kids, I think.
I'll just let it run throughout the night. I'm not a great sleeper, so I just sit there and let the phone run another episode as I toss and turn.
You know what I do, Trey? I keep my Apple TV remote in my hand, and I just click next episode, and then I just have to guess, because I sleep with an eye mask. I just have to guess when the little next episode button comes up, and I click it, and then I have to guess when the skip intro button comes up, and I skip that. But that it does not matter how adults sleep. This is a parenting podcast. You should only get good sleep if your kids are getting good sleep.
Oh, you're right.
And we're friends with Purple. They've reinvented mattresses and pillows for adults, and they're doing the same thing for kids. So Purple has designed mattresses and pillows specifically with kids in mind, because if your kid does not sleep well, it is a long day the next day.
And look, they're made with a softer, smaller version of Purple's innovative comfort grid to offer the best support for the smaller sleepers in our lives. And from the mattress to the sheets, all Kids Purple products were designed to give kids the comfort and durability they deserve, because we know how these kids treat these beds. So there's going to be plenty of fun mixed in as well.
And it's Certa Pure US and Clean Air Gold certified. So Quade's getting a good night's sleep. Your kid should get a good night's sleep, too, by sleeping on a Purple Kids mattress. And you'll be able to rest easy because there are no harmful chemicals in those mattresses either.
Your kids deserve the best. Your kids deserve Purple. So right now, you'll get 10% off. You'll get 10% off any order of $200 or more. So go to purple.com/daddies10 and use promo code daddies10.
That's purple.com/daddies10, promo code daddies10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Purple.com/daddies10, promo code daddies10. Terms do apply.
They sure do.
Now, last week we had talked about decorating for Christmas.
Yeah.
And Trey was thinking about he wanted to do his own Christmas lights, thinking about getting a ladder. We didn't know where that left off. So did you ever figure this out, Trey?
I got one of those Gorilla ladders, those like easy ladder systems where you can turn it into like an A-frame ladder or a really tall extension ladder. I rented one of those from the hardware store, shoved that in the back of my sedan, which was an easy fit, and then got it up at the house and threw some Christmas lights up on the roof and decided to do a daredevil move. And there's about a 1.5 2 foot gap from the ladder to my roof because of how tall the ladder has to be. And I'm just like, I'm going for it. You got to be a man. You're a dude now.
You Tom Cruised it?
And so I did it. Boop. Got up on the roof, landed directly on my belly, had my feet just barely touching the ladder now, and I realized that the slope of the roof is much, much too slopey, and I can't get up on my feet. I can't get up any further onto the roof, and I am starting to slide backwards. So I tried to stop myself on the ladder. I'm like, okay, we just got to get back down. We're going to try something different. Put my feet back on the ladder, and I am above the center of gravity point on the ladder, and if I try to get back on that thing, it's coming down. I did put the ladder right next to all of my patio furniture, so there wasn't like there was going to be a soft landing spot. It was concrete, no grass, just terrible planning. And so then I had to sit there and bang on my roof and yell for Kara. And so I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, and she turns out to have been breastfeeding right at that same moment. So she starts trying to call me, thinking I'm just like stomping on the roof or something. And so she calls me 3 times, and I'm sitting there going, Kara, I can't answer the phone. I'm stuck up here. Finally, she like puts the baby down, who's just pissed because he didn't get his full meal yet. And she comes outside. And she's like, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" And so I have to like work it out in my mind. Like I'm like, "Okay, turn the ladder to your left, my right a little bit, and then we need to. Okay, now you hold it at this angle just so I could get back down." And luckily, after she got out there, no real incident. But for a minute there, I really thought I was going to have to jump.
Oh, we tried to warn you, too, and you didn't listen.
Well,
we warned you. I told you I got stuck on the roof. I told you how awful it was, and you still didn't listen.
And I then just made it into an extension ladder, leaned it up against the side of the house, and that was definitely the way to go. It took me like 2 hours to start clipping everything up on the roof, and I think it looks pretty good.
Oh, that's cool. I did.
Now, did you start with the light? Did you have the lights plugged in while you were doing it, and did you pre-hook them before you went up?
Pre-hooked, and I just set the extension cord to where I knew I wanted to put. I set the plug-in where I knew I wanted the extension cord to end up. So I planned that out a little bit better than I did the actual getting on the roof.
Scale of 1 to 10, compared to the people that maybe hired a professional to do the lights, where would you place your work?
I'll say an 8.
So
wow,
decent. It looks
like passing?
pretty good. Now I will say, if your husband or you personally have put up Christmas lights, God bless you, because it's quite the task. And I would say if you are going to have somebody do it, then do it yourself first so that you have no complaints when somebody else does it. If somebody else does it for me next year, I'm going to kiss their feet.
Yeah, you have an appreciation for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I bit the bullet, and we're having a guy do it this week for us because I got guilted, man. Everybody on my street has lights up, and I just have that little thing that shines up on the house.
And these are the years you, Kason and Chloe, are right at that age that this is like, oh, this is my Christmas. This is the one I remember.
Yeah, see, so I want them to remember. Like, that's why I won the Christmas tree debate, because Kinsey wanted to put up the little tiny tree she has because it's white and pretty, she says. But I wanted the big one, right? The pre-lit big one. So I won that debate. So we got that, and the kids are pumped. And then, they keep asking for lights, and I feel like I remember the decorations I had as a kid, like you remember those moments. So I want them to have that this year. So I went ahead and did it. And it is expensive, but I found a deal compared to what I was quoted from the first guy.
Good.
The only real decoration I remember from my childhood is, how they have those deer that, are all lit up that you put out in your lawn?
Yeah.
It's just the outline of a deer. We had an outline of a longhorn. We were out in Burleson, Texas, and we were like, oh, man, we got to get this longhorn that's all lit up. So his body was white, and he had orange horns.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's weird.
Is your family fans of the University of Texas? Is that what it is?
Not even a little bit.
just Texas Longhorn, huh? I'd say the decoration that I remember the most from when I was a kid was... and my mom and I put these together, and I think I was 8 because we lived in the United States. So I was 8 years old. It was our first year here in the U.S. And we got string, and she made a bunch of popcorn, and we strung up a bunch of popcorn. I don't know what the point is of having popcorn on your tree, except for that sometimes I remember walking by and chewing on it. But I don't know why. I just remember that, and we had that same popcorn strand till I moved out of my parents' house. They might still have it, and that's the one thing I remember to this day is the popcorn line.
We had a popcorn line on our tree, but it was plastic, so it was just like a big, long plastic necklace that you wrapped around the tree. We had that. I remember that. But I am very excited because I am now the proud owner of one of my favorite Christmas decorations from when I was a kid. It's a real cheesy looking. It's like it's 3 items. It's 2 large candy canes made out of wood, and then it's a big Santa, and they're probably like 5 feet tall or something. And these are the kind of decorations you would put in yards like before there was inflatables that you could buy at Lowe's or Home Depot. Wow. And so my parents didn't want them a few years ago, and so then my brother has had them for like 5 or 10 years. And then the other day we were talking, and he was like, oh, well, we're going to do something different. If you want them, you can have them. I said, okay, cool. And boy, these are torn up.
That's what I was going to ask.
You can tell they are 30 years old. But I'm like, whatever. So I'm trying to debate right now if I'm going to, all I need to do is just like get some paint and just freshen them up, I think. So I'm trying to debate on if I'm going to freshen them up or just put them in the yard now and freshen them up next year. I might just do that. Just have them up. And
how are your crafting skills, though? Like, is it going to be like the art restoration from the painting that was made when Jesus was alive and the lady messed it up?
That's my fear. So what I'm thinking is I'll just get a lot of tape, and I have 2 candy canes, so I just have to do red and white alternating, so that's easy. But then the Santa part, I'll probably just get a lot of tape and tape off the areas and just paint one color. The next day, tape off the other areas, paint it a different color, probably. So I don't know. We'll see. But so I get to put those up in our yard, and that'll be about it, I think. So it'll still be pretty bare, but I'll have a Santa up in my yard.
Lucky.
And hopefully my kids like it.
Oh, they will. Kids like anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put the cheapest decorations and they'll like it as long as it's Christmassy and colorful.
So outside of Christmas, I do have a little bit of a baby. I'm not going to call it an issue. It's a worry of mine.
What is it?
Well, I think my kid's turning into a frat boy. He wiggles all day long like he's dancing, and then he spits up constantly. He spits up like all the time, like so much spit up that I go, we're having an issue here. We need to ask somebody about it. Do y'all remember how much your children spit up?
It was basically every feeding, I think, at least with my son. I remember there being spit up quite a bit.
He's not sad. He's not upset about it. He is in the middle of having a great time, and just stuff comes out of him, and he continues having a great time. So
my son Davis spit up a lot. Probably what you're thinking, like, and it was just like, it's like we didn't even feed you recently, and he's spitting up. Like, what is going on? So, I mean, it was every day that we're just holding him in the kitchen and just all over our clothes. So we got to change up the clothes, clean up the kitchen, make sure the dog doesn't eat the throw up. So yeah, I mean, it's just gonna happen. I mean, for us, I'm wondering for us, like our son was born a little small. I don't remember how much he weighed, but he was a little small. And so I just remember we were just like pumping him full of as much milk as he'd take. So he may have been a little overfed, because then he just blew up and got super fat. So maybe he was overfed or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's probably normal. Probably at your next pediatrician checkup, you can ask about it.
She said it was fine as long as he seems happy, and he seems happy. But then I was like, I need a second opinion, because it's too much. Like, if I was throwing up this much, people would be checking on me.
No, I think it's probably okay.
Okay.
Can you imagine if we never outgrew the spit up stage, and even as like adults, we had like a little spit up bucket at restaurants?
Everybody's over for Thanksgiving, and you're just like,
oh man.
Yeah.
Conversation.
Yeah, instead of tossing your wings in a bucket or something, that's your spit up bucket.
Yeah. Making that would be difficult all the time, like, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that could go wrong.
There would be something a lot worse than COVID going around if that was the case.
Yeah.
So guys, I want to tell you a story, and I don't want you to think that I'm a dirty person. I don't think we have a dirty household, but we have some rats.
Uh-oh.
And so when we bought our house, there were several big holes in our roof, and some rodents were coming in, and so like we paid a ton of money to like seal up the roof. We got all new insulation. We like fumigated and sanitized everything up there. And I think the salesman really got me when he said, well, you don't have to do it, but it's kind of like you got a hamster's nest up there or something, like. That just sounded really gross to me. Anyways, so a few months ago, I noticed that there were some little pellets outside on our patio, and so I just started setting up some rat traps, and I've probably caught maybe 4 or 5 since in the last few months.
Yeah.
And so the other day, my wife made this big scream, and I hide these like behind a little sofa we have outside. I hide this trap behind the sofa, and the other day my wife kind of screamed, and we looked out, and the trap had somehow moved from behind the outdoor couch to like in front of the couch. So I don't know if like my dog picked it up and dragged it over there, and there was a rat in there, by the way. So I don't know if like the rat, while struggling, wiggled out. That's what I think is what happened, is the rat got trapped in it and kind of wiggled out. And so I want you to tell me if I did the right thing. So I go to dispose of the rat, and I pick up the trap, and the rat starts moving. I guess it's not dead. Either that or its nerves are going nuts. So I set it down. I'm like, oh, gross. Freak out like a girl. And so I set it down, and it keeps moving. And like, I don't know if I let it go, is it going to run away? Like, I don't know how injured this rat is. Like, is he going to run away? Is he going to run away on me? I didn't want that. And so we were about to go to someone's house for, like, my parents' house for Thanksgiving. So I said, well, I'll just deal with it later. So I just kind of let it hang out there all day and just let it die on its own. Is that okay, or should I have like killed it right then? Should I have put it out of its misery, or should I have just left it and let nature do its thing?
And when you came home, he was dead?
When I came home, I picked it up and he was still alive. Oh, man. So I already had a bunch of like grocery sacks that I was going to put the dead rat in anyway, sitting there. So I just manned up, I held it, and I opened it up, and it dropped into the sacks, and then I took a shovel and whacked it a few times.
Yeah, I think that's probably the humane way to go.
Yeah, most armchair quarterbacks would come back and say, "No, you got to put the animal out of its misery." But
I know, but it was so gross, dude. It's not manly, but it was a rat, and its tail was like 3 feet long. It was awful.
I mean, and it's one of those things like where it's easy to say like, no, you got to put the animal out of its misery until you're put in that situation, and then you realize just how difficult it is to do that. You know, because you're still you're taking a life.
I've never been hunting. I'm not saying I wouldn't ever go hunting, but like I've never like actually killed an animal, and so every time I get the rats, they're already dead. So I just put them in a bag and throw them in the trash can. It's no big deal. But for this one, man, it was wiggling. I didn't hear any like squeals or anything, but it was nasty. So that's what I did.
Rough day at the office.
But got to set those traps again and see what I get.
Oh boy.
I've been lucky with that.
It's kind of a good feeling, though. When you get one, it's kind of a good feeling. It's like, yeah, I got that. Nice.
Yeah, I caught the rat because I had my teddy bear from when I was little. Do you guys still have your teddy bear from when you were a kid? Or your blankie or whatever it was you were attached to?
I don't remember ever having a teddy bear, and I worry I had a bad childhood.
All right, so I did. And I had this teddy bear that my uncle gave me, and I named him. His name was Chiquito. And that was the only thing that I carried with me from when I moved out of my parents' house at 18. And so I always had this bear with me, and I had put it in I started dating Kinsey, and I had moved in with these two dudes that I was going to school with. And so I had hid it in my closet because I didn't want Kinsey to know that I still had a teddy bear, because that's, not going to land you a girl in college. And one day we came home, and there were some maintenance guys that had come in to fix something in the closet, and I noticed that my teddy bear was on the ground. And she picked it up, and she goes, "Ugh, what is this?" And I'm like, "Oh crap, I gotta blame it on my roommate." I was like, "Yeah, that's probably Tim's teddy bear, little wuss." And she goes, "No, it got bitten up," and she showed it to me, and something had chewed all the face off of the teddy bear.
Oh boy.
It looked like a teddy bear zombie, and and that's when I gave myself away. I was like, "Oh no!" Like, what happened to my teddy bear?
Oh no, Chiquito, or whatever his name is.
She goes, "Wait, this is yours?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's my teddy bear from when I was little." She thought that was the cutest thing, by the way, guys. I definitely got some after that. But it turned out we ended up having rats, and we ended up catching the rat that bit my teddy bear up.
Uh-oh.
And it got caught on one of those it was one of those glue traps. And Nick, I was in your same situation where the rat was clearly not going to make it out of this. And it was easy for me to put it out of its misery because I was so pissed off that he chewed my teddy bear's face off that I took just my roommate's baseball bat and just one pop, because that was nice. I needed it to be quick and not bad, but that was the only time I've ever caught a rat and killed it, but he deserved it because he had killed my teddy bear.
Now, how do you know that was the one that chewed up your teddy bear?
Because that was the only rat that we had in the house.
Well, that's the only one you caught.
True.
It's like...
man, see, now you're making me feel guilty.
Was that the rat who was wearing the teddy bear's face like a Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah.
I mean, that was just the only... I mean, we left the rat traps out for a while, and that was the only one we ever caught, so I figured that was the only culprit.
So that is it for the Chatty Ratties.
Be sure to text us or leave us a voicemail at the number in the description of this podcast.
Also, you can hit us up on social media at Chatty Daddies everywhere. And also, you can go to chattydaddies.com, and we'll see you next week.